you tell me to do.
We can start then. Where you want to just start? You can start with.
Sure. Well, it's a lot of fun. It's kind of cool to celebrate a little bit. You don't get many moments where it's, as a coach or a team, you feel like it's okay to celebrate. Just because once the season starts, you're constantly chasing growth and improvement. When the regular season ends, you shift your focus to this, and so kind of fun for 15 minutes to take it all in with the kids. Quite a tournament. I don't know that we could have asked for better pitching throughout. I like the way we played defense. I thought Avery made some beautiful plays at second base over the course of the tournament. Lane continues to be an exceptional, steady defender at shortstop, and we handled the ball in the air in this big ballpark quite well. So those were certainly important parts of a winning formula. And then on offense, pretty gritty effort by our kids, all the way through. The one game we didn't have a big run total, but we did enough to win. And the rest of the games we were pretty offensive. And this is not an easy ballpark for college players to hit home runs in, because it's a real park and it's got real dimensions, and it's built for the best in the world. And so some of the college parks that you get accustomed to playing to, you hit some balls that you think are homers, and in this park you got to earn them. And I thought we earned every single one of the ones that we hit. So that's a compliment to the players. And the competition we faced, I think, was excellent. The ball club we just played is played exceptionally well this year. I have a lot of respect for their team. I think they'll do real well in the postseason. The Central Florida team we played yesterday, I also think is a team that's built for a postseason run. And it was hard playing Texas Tech multiple times because we just finished playing them in the regular season. So all the games were challenging for us for different reasons, and I thought we handled those challenges quite well.
Okay, questions? Wait for the mic. Eric?
All right, Josh, I hate to get to the fun stuff first, but were you anticipating the Gatorade bath that you were given?
I was told to stand here, smile, and take it like a champ. And my players are fun, and I appreciate them including me in their celebration. It probably would have hurt my feelings if they didn't want to douse me with Gatorade. So glad they gave it to me. I smell like purple Gatorade, which isn't so bad. And usually that's a good thing, because other than this, probably last time we won this tournament, I don't think anybody's thrown Gatorade on me, so I'll take it.
Other questions?
I'll do a real question this time.
All right, Coach. For real, though, Carson Benchie and Nolan Schubert, just tell me what it's like to have – this is the first time I've gotten to see you guys play this year, actually, but I know about them just from over the years, but just what's it been like to be with those guys this year? How do you see them sort of leading your team in the next week, 2 or 3?
Well, they're a treat as a coach. I can tell you that. I get to throw batting practice to them every day. They hit in Group 3, and I take a mental snapshot 25 times a day of throwing a ball and watching them hit it, and it's beautiful. And I love them. They're fun, they're playful, but they're serious, and they care deeply about their team. And they're true team players, even though both have a lot of individual notoriety or value inside this game. They're team players. Carson, as much as any kid I've ever seen in his situation, completely ignores it and just plays for his team. And he is a beautiful, simple soul in that none of the stuff going on that a lot of kids get consumed by, he doesn't do it. There's no such thing as draftitis or individual awards or anything. He absolutely could care less. And I think it's what allows him to play with a lot of freedom. It allows him to do everything from play right field to close to start and never say a word. In today's day and age, that's just not normal. He's a special kid, and I've said this before. He could have played baseball in any generation. He's just a baseball player, and he's very, very special player, gifted as all get out. And Nolan can do things that I've not seen in college done before. And I've been around for a while, not just in my own coaching days, but as a player myself, and certainly as a kid, I've observed some things that were just next level. He hit a homer in this park into the upper deck and left field, or second deck. He hit a homer in this park to straightaway center, and he hit a homer in this park to right. He's just a gifted player, and he's got 20 homers despite the fact that he missed about 15 games. And I think he's quietly just take a look at what he's done. It's scary good.
Okay, next question?
Josh, take me through your I guess just your emotions right now. What are you thinking? What's going through your mind?
I'm happy. I mean, just happy. I'm just happy to, share this with these guys. I mean, this cat transferred in from Penn State and has come here and become a terrific performer and a more confident individual, and has been a wonderful fit for us. And this guy right here is a lot of fun to be around every day. Makes me smile, and I like this team because every time something went against us during the season, they stayed with it and they stayed true to their core values they established. And at times when some groups might splinter or split, this team just decided to galvanize around one another. So I appreciate them, and I tell them that all the time. I appreciate them. I value very much their commitment to the Oklahoma State baseball and what we care about. So I'm enjoying this with them, and we'll rest tomorrow, and then we will focus our training. What is today, Saturday? Monday we'll focus our training on getting ready for the next challenge ahead.
You mentioned it a little bit out there. You guys start the season 4-4, tough series loss at Sam Houston. Just talk about the transformation, the development of this team. What ultimately got you guys to this point?
Hard work, positivity, staying with the process, believing in yourself, making adjustments, being tough, learning about yourself. All the things that sports are supposed to teach us were very much in play for us as a group. So I just credit the kids for trusting us and letting us coach them at times very honestly and directly and hard, because what we went through at times wasn't fun, but we got through it because the kids made adjustments. So I appreciate the players for being true to the process of growing inside of a hard sport. And if you look around our team, there's examples of that all over the place. If you look at our team too, the amount of physical toughness and grit that some of these kids have is elite. We have kids that have played with broken bones. We have kids that have played with strains, who have come off of surgery and returned. Multiple players have had surgery in the season and gotten back on the field. So I just appreciate the fact that they're willing to put it all on the line for each other.
You're joined by the two players, Carson and Tommy, so question.
Yeah, Tommy, what's it like just to see, Garcia yesterday and Brian just go out and save certain death going into today and throwing 8 strikeouts? How do you feel about just what can lie ahead for next week?
Yeah, I mean, they definitely fired me up, and as well as the whole team, and I think it was just kind of that confidence booster to just go out, trust myself. We've been doing it all year, and, it doesn't matter whether it's a start out of the bullpen. You just got to one pitch at a time, and everything will fall into place. But I think it's really cool, and, just got to keep the momentum going next week, and I think just feeding off each other is huge.
Josh, one of the words you mentioned was grit. Tommy made his first start for you guys tonight. Talk about his outing and how big was it getting those innings from him?
Well, Tom has found a sweet spot of being able to really execute at a high level for 40 to 60 pitches, whether it's in one setting or across 2 days on a weekend. His 40 to 60 pitch performances really have been outstanding all year, and he's pitched against this Oklahoma team multiple times this year. Like I said, I have a lot of respect for their ball club and compliment them. They have a good team, and he went out there and they were familiar with him and they've seen him, and he still made really good pitches against them. So it's one thing when someone's never faced you, it's another thing when they've seen you before and you're still able to make your pitches. But Tommy has good stuff, and what he's done since he's gotten to Oklahoma State, he's learned how to believe in it, he's learned how to repeat it, he's learned how to keep his thought process from pitch to pitch simple. And if he'd have told me this morning when I woke up he was going to go 4+ and pitch as well as he did, I said, you know what, that's not going to surprise me, because that's who this kid is.
Tommy, just, I guess, two-parter for you. When did you find out you were starting, and what was going through your mind?
Yeah, it was kind of after our game, our second game yesterday, and there was music, and it was tough really hearing Coach Rob at the end in our meeting, and I heard him say blah 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 is starting, and I didn't really hear who he said, so I kind of looked up, and everyone was staring at me, and I was like, me? And he's like, yeah, and I was like, let's do it. So it was really cool. It threw me off, but no, I was ready, and I was excited. I got the opportunity, and it was super cool to be a part of this.
Carson, one of the something you said out there whenever you were asked what you thought of winning the tournament, you said we kind of expect it. Why'd you expect it?
This is a great program with great history, so we expect winning around here, and shouldn't surprise anyone that when we do it.
Carson, what's it just like to see guys like Daughtry and Richie come through today in the later innings, and what your offense too can corral into next week in regionals?
It's huge for young guys to get in there and put together big at bats for us, and to be able to carry that momentum into next week will be huge as well.
For coach and the players, Coach, how's it feel to be owe you 4 out of 5 times and sort of send them off to the SEC this week, I guess?
It feels good that we played well, and it feels good that we took an opportunity today to go win a championship. Who that's against, it would be out of character and flawed to overdo that. Do we enjoy playing against them and all the stuff that goes into OSU, OU? Of course. But I think as a competitor, as a coach, you learn lessons over your lifetime. And when your team's going out and playing well and they're capturing the moment, I ask them to always treat the opponent as if they're faceless so the game can stay simple for us. And so don't want to get too caught up in the emotion of that component, but we have competed fiercely with them for a long time. It was part of my upbringing. It was a lot different then. It was extremely aggressive and hostile and sometimes quite physical back in the day. So for it to end there, yeah, we'll take it. We're not gonna. It ended on our terms. We're proud of that. But again, I think it's important to maintain the respect too, because that's a team from our conference that I believe a lot in Big 12 baseball. I hope Eric and the people that are writing about our conference and the teams in our conference this year will celebrate how good our teams are, because we need that representation and we need that messaging to be out there, not only themselves but us and many other teams in our conference that I hope are part of this field of 64, because Big 12 baseball this year, whether you can pinpoint it or not, has been awfully good, with a lot of parity, a lot of newness, and a lot of things. Quite honestly, there's some teams that have emerged. I don't know that anybody knew Cincinnati could compete like they have, and Central Florida is stinking good. And then you have your teams that you already knew a lot about. You already knew a lot about Texas's and West Virginia's, who's as gritty as they come, and the Kansas States, and look at the growth of a Kansas team. I don't want to leave anybody out, but I'm just saying this has been a very good league, and we respect our opponents. But yeah, it was Oklahoma State won last time. I'm proud of the way we closed the book on that.
Josh, do you think Nolan's home run in it would have been the 7th inning, I think that cleared Griffin's a couple years ago when it went to the top of the batter's eye?
Well,
No.
we're talking about, I think Griff's was shot out of a rocket launcher, and Nolan's was shot out of a cannon. So Griff's had a little more trajectory. But I tell you, playing in this park, I take very copious notes every time we leave here. You got to be a man to hit a home run here. This is not a park built for boys to try to hit fly balls in. You'll get a lot of frustration. We've had some really strong dudes to be able to hit home runs here.
Carson, something you told me the first weekend in Huntsville, after I think there was the second loss, said, I don't care what happens this weekend. I know by the end of the season we're going to be really good when we put it all together. What's it like finally reaching that point, and just talk about the transformation of the team?
We've kind of expected it to be, this comes with all the team bonding events we've done, coming together as a team, not just our growth on the field, but off the field with each other. Helps us kind of gel together and bring more energy to the table and help us win big games.
Anything else? All good? All right, guys, congratulations.
Thank you.
Let's go shower.
Let's do it.
Now we'll conclude our interview room. 24 Big 12.
Coach Tom get down for it this week? Or you see he came out today and did.
My dad?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
He didn't make it down this weekend, but I hope y'all get to him next week.
He's looking for Gary Ward. And Coach, congratulations.
Those guys were good.
They were. Congrats. John, fantastic.
Thanks, Bo.
Thank you so much. Good luck against the World Series rematch.
Yeah, we could use something.
Hey, look, I'm allowed tomorrow, hopefully.
One of those things.
Request for you.
Yeah.
Big Rangers fan. He wants to get a picture with you.
Okay.
If you don't mind.
That's fine.
I appreciate that.
No problem. right to finish your seven.
That's right.
Keep him doing this. Thank you.
Got another 40
years
in you?
I appreciate it. No, I don't. Maybe another 6 months. We'll see. When I get through the All-Star break and Hall of Fame ceremony, that's what for Beltray. Those are the next two things. I appreciate it. Keep the faith too. We'll start hitting sooner or later.
John, thanks a lot.
All right, thanks guys.
Get some rest, man. We'll see you later. Get some runs.